What our interest is in is that we are coming to justify the point that indeed, when we said that the National Democratic Congress appeared not to have anything to go to the court and that they probably perhaps wasted the court's time, we really actually knew what we were talking about. Today, the evidence has come. Now, we've isolated the part that Asiedu Nketia makes that unflinching confession that in attending the Supreme Court to be a principal witness for the National Democratic Congress, he knew, he was aware that he didn't have anything. But he went to the court in brevity of sorts, wasting the taxpayers' money, as it were. He's confessing to that now. Something that happened in January 2021, it is. He's confessing to that now. But given the outlook of the court, we were always aware that the key witness of the National Democratic Congress, from the way Johnson Asiedu Nketia, ordinarily a very intelligent man, I have to say. I always say that Asiedu Nketia is a very intelligent man. Now, for an intelligent man to sit in court and sort of get embarrassed in the way that Asiedu Nketia was embarrassed, it tells that he really didn't have anything. Either that his preparation was porous or that he doesn't have anything. Here is the isolated part of the tape you've just watched. He confessing that walking into court in 2021, I actually had nothing. This is what he said.
Say me ko jina daka mo. Mon fa results omra na me fa nkwa. Results wa mo de ma me no. Say udi jina daka mba bia say udi defend ya won imbe gu ase. Pinso Ghana ha amanfo bu mi say ye penipa onim dia wo electoral processes ma ni first ya medi second. Sure. Because jina daka na me ko defend the figures bi a enye defensible there. Me mfasa ni ngwase no nkoso a. Anu ti ne ko court a omo bi sha say me results wo here am ka say fa results bi a. Say no dey mote. Me nim tro din. The collation nti dey me ye ni say me ye chama.
He said, "Mekojina courts no. Na monfa bibi mbra. Nyoma mo de ba me de kwa me nimbe gu ase nti manfa anko." He said the figures that they showed him, if he had presented those figures to court, he would have been completely embarrassed. And that's why I said he's an intelligent man. So he did the analysis, he saw it. So this is the kind of deception that he took us through in 2021. Johnson Asiedu Nketia deceived the whole country, deceived all people who were serious, who were interested in the outcome of election 2020, to be sure that nothing untoward had happened, who were focused on the court. Ghana Television spent taxpayers' money to show the court processes every day. All media houses deployed people there to show the court processes every day because it was an important part of our democracy. Election is the citadel of democracy. That's how it happens. And so the consequence of election is the most important aspect of democracy. So everyone was interested. State resources were deployed. It turns out that Johnson Asiedu Nketia was wasting our time. He knew when he was going into the court that he had nothing. I mean, can you imagine that the guy was aware that going into the court, he had nothing. He and the NDC, today he's blaming Ofosuampo for it. That's an internal matter. I don't know whether you can blame him or not. That's up to them. But the thing he did, what he's confessing to, which he says in the tape, which you heard, that he shouldn't be divulging these things, is that by the time he was walking into the Supreme Court in January 2021, Asiedu Nketia was aware that he had nothing. He had absolutely nothing. And instead of telling the court that we really don't have anything, we will come back and do our work next time, they spent the taxpayers' money, wasted it, wasted Ghanaian people's time, going to a court knowing that they had nothing. I'd like you to hear the confession again. I deemed this a confession because it is a confession. Johnson Asiedu Nketia is telling us that when he went to the court, he actually had nothing. Listen to it again. I'd like you to hear the isolated version again. Here it is.
There are times so say me ko jina daka mo. Mon fa results omra na me fa nkwa. Results wa omo de ma me no. They say udi jina daka mba bia say udi defend ya won imbe gu ase. Pinso Ghana ha amanfo bu mi say ye penipa onim dia wo electoral processes ma ni first ya medi second. Sure. Because jina daka na me ko defend the figures bi a enye defensible there. Me mfasa ni ngwase no nkoso a. Anu ti ne ko court a omo bi say me results wo here am ka say fa results bi a. Say no dey mote. Me nim tro din. The collation nti dey me ye ni say
Did you hear that? He said, na me court, na me defend the figures be any defensible. He's telling the NDC people that me court, na me defend the figures be any defensible. Me ya court, near defend the figures could be defensible. Kuna aba mommy. That's what he's saying. In your court, near defend figures, need be defensible. Kuna mommy. That's what he's saying. This is the kind of person you are dealing with as a political leader, viewers. This is the kind of person you are dealing with. The guy goes to court knowing that he's holding nothing. It's all about himself. And he said that in this country, when they are talking of understanding of electoral processes, if he's not first, he'll be second. I think he'll be first. I have to accept that. Johnson Asiedu Nketia will be first. He's the longest general secretary in the world. The longest serving general secretary of any political party in the world. So if Asiedu Nketia says that he understands electoral processes better than many of us, I agree with that. He does. He will be first, he won't be second. And he knows it. He says he will be first or second. He will be first. Now, because he knows the electoral processes, he was aware that the NDC didn't have anything to mount a reasonable challenge to the declarations of Jean Mensah in 2020's election. However, he led the NDC into court and misled the entire Ghanaian population to say that there could have been something wrong with the election. And therefore, let's go to court and file an election petition. You heard what he said, the lawyer said. Mr. Chikata told them that the thing that they've brought is hogwash. The only thing they can do is to go to court and hope that they can interrogate Jean Mensah in a way that will bring out something. But Asiedu Nketia knew that there was nothing. Okay, I leave it here. On Saturday, he's running for general chairman of the party with Ofosu Ampofo. We'll come to that later on.